Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Rhea Ripley and Dominik Mysterio once may have been together on screen, but the stars supposedly hate each other in their current storyline. With Mysterio having betrayed Ripley, the stars have tried to keep kayfabe alive and have not been spotted together. However, now, in what can only be an accident, the stars have been caught with another star, breaking kayfabe. WWE is currently on its European tour and is visiting several destinations. While in Brussels, Rhea Ripley and Grayson Waller decided to get tattoos, and the tattoo store posted about how the WWE stars visited them. The store also said that Ripley and Waller's friend came with them. Fans wondered who this star who had accompanied them to get a tattoo could be. They also wondered why he was not named in the post and left as Rhea Ripley and Grayson Waller's friend. It quickly became obvious that this was an attempt to preserve kayfabe. It was then noted that the store had tagged a third person in the video with Ripley and Waller, Dominik Mysterio. On top of that, Dominik had earlier put up stories where the cat wallpaper from the store was spotted, so he was there as well. Thus, it was accidentally revealed that the star had accompanied his mortal enemy, Rhea Ripley, in getting a tattoo. The lights above the arena gleamed with the familiar intensity of a typical WWE night. The crowd roared with excitement, the sound of thunderous applause and chants reverberating through the walls. The show was in full swing, and the wrestlers were giving their all to entertain the millions watching. But behind the scenes, an entirely different spectacle was unfolding. One that was about to send shockwaves through the WWE universe. It all began innocently enough, or at least it seemed. Rhea Ripley, the powerful and menacing powerhouse, was preparing for her next big match. Dominik Mysterio, the young star still carving his path in the company, was taking a break from his usual antics with his father, Rey Mysterio. They both had matches later in the evening, but for now, they shared the rare luxury of downtime in their busy schedules. Rhea and Dominik had become unlikely friends over the past few months, their bond strengthening due to shared experiences in the chaotic and often grueling world of professional wrestling. The two were constantly surrounded by the pressures of the business, the adrenaline-fueled performances, the backstage politics, and the fans' ever-watchful eyes. They had become close, perhaps closer than anyone knew, but in WWE, appearances were everything. Behind the curtain, whispers had begun. Rumors had been circulating about Rhea and Dominik, but nothing had been confirmed. Fans speculated, pundits speculated, but no one could prove anything. However, that all changed on one fateful night when everything went wrong. It was supposed to be a normal evening. The locker rooms were buzzing with preparation as the stars made their way through the backstage area. But that night, one of the most unexpected incidents in WWE history took place. The locker rooms were a maze of hallways, divided by heavy curtains and doors leading to various facilities. Rhea and Dominik, who had taken a break from their usual routines, found themselves near a rarely used storage closet. They had been chatting, sharing laughs, and unwinding before their respective matches, enjoying a moment of peace amid the chaos. What neither of them expected, however, was the arrival of another star, Sasha Banks. Sasha had been one of the most dominant figures in WWE for years, with a reputation that far exceeded her in-ring prowess. When she entered the scene, it was never just about the matches. It was about the drama, the storylines, and the larger-than-life persona she embodied. But on this night, Sasha wasn't preparing for a match. Instead, she was simply passing by, headed to the catering section, when she overheard laughter coming from the storage closet. Curiosity piqued, Sasha slowed her pace, peering around the corner. She couldn't believe her eyes when she saw Rhea Ripley and Dominik Mysterio standing far too close for comfort, seemingly sharing a private moment. The scene was not exactly suggestive, but there was a chemistry between them that raised more than a few questions. Sasha, being the ever-watchful competitor, quickly realized the opportunity at hand. She wasn't about to let this slip by unnoticed. Without a word, she quietly retreated, deciding to go back to her own business, but the seed had been planted. By the time the night's events were unfolding in front of a live crowd, Sasha had already shared her discovery with a select few backstage, and the word began to spread. It didn't take long for the gossip mill to start churning. Fans, ever alert to any new developments in the world of WWE, caught wind of the rumors, and the whispers of Rhea and Dominik's potential relationship spread like wildfire. The situation only intensified after the show ended. As the stars departed the arena, the whispers reached their peak. Rhea and Dominik, unbothered by the attention they'd drawn, made their way toward their respective cars, only to be met by an unexpected barrage of questions. Reporters, camera crews, and eager fans had caught wind of the scandalous rumors, and they were hungry for answers. At first, both Rhea and Dominik remained tight-lipped. The whispers were just that, rumors with no proof to back them up. But as the pressure mounted, they realized they needed to put the situation to rest before it spiraled out of control. Rhea, ever the confident powerhouse, was the first to speak up. She stood tall, facing the cameras and reporters with her usual stoic expression. "There's nothing to this," she said, her voice firm. "It's just some baseless gossip that doesn't concern any of you." Dominik, looking more uncomfortable than usual, quickly nodded in agreement. "Yeah, that's all it is," he added, trying to sound more casual than he actually felt. "People talk, but it doesn't mean there's any truth to it." But the questions didn't stop. Fans were hungry for details, and the media was relentless. The rumor mill only grew louder with each passing hour, and soon, an awkward silence fell between the two stars. Neither of them had expected their private moment to be thrust into the public eye, but now it seemed like there was no turning back. As the days passed, the scandal seemed to take on a life of its own. Social media exploded with theories, fan art, and wild speculations about the true nature of Rhea and Dominik's relationship. Some fans rallied behind the idea of the two being together, excited by the prospect of a new WWE power couple, while others were quick to dismiss it as nothing more than a media frenzy. For Rhea and Dominik, it became a matter of damage control. Their once private moments were now dissected by the world, and the pressure began to wear on them both. At times, they found themselves exchanging awkward glances when they crossed paths backstage, unsure of how to address the situation. Then, the unthinkable happened. In an effort to quell the growing storm, WWE decided to orchestrate a storyline. They would turn the scandal into a plotline that could not only resolve the rumors, but also give the fans what they wanted: drama, intrigue, and entertainment. Rhea and Dominik were reluctantly included in this new angle, where they would be forced to work together in a series of matches against some of the top stars in the company. It was clear that WWE had no intention of letting this scandal fade away quietly. Instead, they would use it to fuel the next chapter of their careers. The storyline was a success, with fans eagerly following every twist and turn. But behind the scenes, Rhea and Dominik both struggled with the personal ramifications of what had started as a simple, innocent friendship. What had been a private bond had now been twisted into something larger than either of them had ever anticipated. Despite the media frenzy, neither of them could shake the sense that their lives had been irreversibly changed. In the end, the scandal became nothing more than another chapter in the WWE saga, a reminder that in the world of professional wrestling, nothing remains secret for long. And while Rhea and Dominik might never reveal the full truth behind that night, one thing was certain: WWE had a new storyline that would keep fans talking for months to come.